your thoughts on legalization, like on a federal level, and what's going on where you're at? Like,
No,
so,
no. He said
what's
no.
your
He
thought
said
on that?
no. He said no.
Okay,
So
nice and basic.
man,
He said no.
the legalization, man, it's such a two-sided coin, man. Just because of the fact you got the government looking at it from, I mean, it can be everybody can look at it from a money standpoint, but when you got people in office that don't know anything about cannabis, how it's grown, how it can help, or anything about it, and they're the ones that's making the rules. And okay, yeah, we're going to tax it this much and this much. You're just kind of counteracting the whole industry before it even gets started.
Do they not
California.
know? Do they not know, or is it more beneficial to come at it from that perspective? Because I think they do know more than we realize. They just realize it's more profitable to come from that angle.
So, but the thing about that, California is a great example. Like was the first state to legalize medical marijuana. They when they legalized recreational marijuana, they had a good steady industry going on out there with small businesses, small farmers, local farmers. I think in like 2018 they changed the laws and regulations, and just to fill out an application to be a grower or have a dispensary or something like that, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars just to fill out the application. So that way, that one, black people ain't got that kind of money just to fill out an application, let alone get the equipment and everything to get started. You know what I mean? So that's putting them out the boat already. When they went up, they went up in 2018 as far as, like I said, the regulation and different things like that, and it killed a lot of the people who were already signed up, farmers and stuff like that, to be able to sell the product. So a lot of them either had to destroy the crop or turn to the black market to make their money back. So that's why the taxes are so high to where the regulations are so messed up to where it's actually helping the black market, because these farmers can't get their stuff in dispensaries. They can't get their stuff in dispensaries because they don't have the legal license or whatever, or whatever. They can't afford it. And then you got some dispensaries will take it anyway. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're going to take it. But it kicked out a bunch of farmers. So basically they're going to put a monopoly on the industry before it even gets started. Over half the country, I think over like 40 states are legal in some capacity, medical or recreational. And I feel like for California to be one of the first states, and just the what they're dealing with now, I feel like states that haven't legalized it yet are low key in a good position, because you're seeing how it's playing out in other states. Are they taxing it too much? Are they not taxing it enough? What are they doing with the money? How is it really helping? You know what I mean? So you can get a kind of inside look of how it could help the state or how it could hurt the state. So I feel like these, different states that's legal now, or just, turn legal, they're kind of like the catalyst, or just the example to watch, of how to play it out. And speaking, that's just the state level. Federal, I just feel, taxes what's really going to do them. You know what I mean? Because
you
can get it.
I found it kind of funny looking at the whole thing, how black people who've been affected so much, getting locked up behind it all these years. Now it's legalized. Now they've made it so expensive where, where you would think, oh, now it's legal. Now, okay, we can get in and kind of profit and make money. That could be a form of kind of, the closer we get to reparation. But I knew it was going to happen. I knew they were going to make it expensive. It was going to be big corporations. Eventually, it was going to be a Walmart of weed. And
exactly. That's what you don't want. That's what you don't want.
Yeah. And then the little guy's going to be back on the black market, and they're going to try to lock the little guy up, and it's just the cycle continues, man.
And even with legalization, there's still limits on it. Colorado, legal state, recreational and medical. But there's certain things you can't do. You can only grow so many plants. You can only have so much on you. You won't go to jail. You might, if depending on how much you got on, you might do some time. But that's legalization. That's not decriminalization. What people should push for is decriminalization.
Right.
And even with decriminalization, there's still going to be regulations. There's still going to be rules, but nobody's going to get locked up. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to go to jail. So even so, people, press for legalization. What we really want is decriminalization.
Okay, that's a good breakdown, because people get those two mixed up and don't understand, those things. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Marley, I don't know how old your child or children are, but if your child came to you under 18 and said they wanted to smoke, not the edible part, but to smoke, how would you approach that, being that you're a spiritual stoner? Would you tell them to wait till they're over 18?
Yeah, I would definitely tell them to wait, just because the few studies that have been done, like as far as like youth and brain development and stuff like that, they need to be a certain age to let their brain really have a chance to fully develop. So yeah, I would definitely want them to wait and tell them the importance of waiting and being able to get that full capacity of brain function. So hopefully breaking it down to them like that would encourage it. But if it's one of those things where like they're going to do it anyway, like I would like, I'm going to talk to them. Look, this is what you need to look out for. Don't just smoke anything from anybody. Just give them the real world, to kind of not scare them straight, but like, hey, this people are kind of evil out here. They'll give you whatever. They might try to get over on you. So it's like, I can educate you, but please wait. You know what I mean? That would be my stance. Wait.
Okay.
And that's what anybody. I would probably, I smoked on my 18th birthday. It was my first day of college. I was just turned 18, and so it was a big, like, I remember that day forever. You know what I mean? So,
it was life changing.
It was very life changing, very life changing. But yeah, like I said, some studies say 18. I've seen somewhere it's like 21, 25. As far as like brain, fully getting your full brain capacity.
Yeah. So it's the frontal lobe closed fully at 25, just to let you know.
Okay. 25.
Yeah. So I'm asking you that because during COVID, a lot of our young folks that were like locked up in their room, I'm gonna call it locked up in their room, but you know what I mean? They didn't go out.
These young kids are smoking, brother. They
smoking. And so I know
I'm in a middle school and I'm seeing little 6th, 7th graders.
Oh no, I don't know. No.
I'm like,
I do not support that message. No. Did you say 6th, 7th grade?
Yep, he did.
You still peeing on a toilet seat? What's going on?
Yes, they out here. Yes.
Okay, well, so I was gonna say, I know my teenager, because I have a teenager, but my teenager, I wouldn't say he got caught smoking, but for lack of terms, he got caught smoking, and it really was almost like he's gonna do it anyway. Just being real with you. Sidebar: I blame my older son, but that's not the point right now. So, so the agreement that I ended up having to come to is, if you're gonna do it, I need to be with you or a part of that process, or I need to be a part of that process.
I'm joking.
I need parts. I need parts of that.
No, let me tell you why. It wasn't for fun. It was, you stop it. Y'all stop it.
You was not doing that.
Let me explain why.
HR, whoever.
I didn't say I smoke. I said I need to be part of the process. See, you don't want to add it and change the
Yes, that's what she said.
I need to be a part of the process because, we hear stories of like DMX, who got his, his drugs laced by an uncle or a cousin. I can't remember what it was. And I hate to say it like this, some of our young men get got by women and they're putting things, I'm not trying to be funny. I mean, it happens the other way around. And just also, I felt like if I was just like, oh, well, he's doing it and he was just freelance smoking whenever, there was nothing. So that agreement built trust, but it's also opened up a door for him to want to educate himself versus I'm just smoking to be high and blah, blah, blah. Again, I did not use the word that I smoke with him, but those experiences build trust.
Right.
I also saw a difference in his mentals and in a positive way. And then him realizing I don't need to just smoke this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, what up, Junior? You know, like just it was literally like, I'm good, I don't, versus hey Ma, today I'm doing this. I'm here, I'm doing this. I'm not just randomly somewhere, whatever. So that's why I asked you, because I know I'm gonna be real, I understand. You know, someone else like, oh my gosh, that's somebody's mother saying that. Yeah, I am. All three of them.
I like that though. I like that. I think that's a good idea.
But the problem is, I think we forget as parents what we were when we were younger. And that need to me, to educate yourself grows when you're like, dang, is that my mom saying? Okay, now I don't have to lie. I can communicate. I can do whatever. So strangely enough, it is something we found common ground on. Am I going to get like stupid lit with my children? No, I'm not. But I do feel like in the process of their recreational choices that I am helping them to make more responsible decisions when it comes to that, because the world outside of mom is far more challenging when those decisions need to be made, especially with getting high. So that's just me.
I mean, that's damn interesting, man. I never really thought about that, what I would do in that situation. I never really, I don't know.
I don't want them sneaking around.
Yeah, you don't want to sneak around. Yeah.
Now, if they say, hey, Mom, I want to try crack, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's another conversation.
But you brought up a good point about the fact that people lacing stuff. I mean, you know, we got a real bad, that's what I'm about to say, we got a real bad issue with fentanyl, and people are like doing the MOST right now. Like, I need, like, real. So that's a great point. I love that point.
And also, I know someone who's in a whole relationship, and the foundation of their relationship is getting high.
Wow. Cannabis brings people together. No matter the age,
race. Sometimes with people you don't want to be together with.
True.
Because you get high.
That's true. It does bring people together.
Because you get high and you have this amazing experience. You know, your body's going through things. The sex feelings are elevated, but y'all don't have nothing else in common.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know,
there's
that's
a
just
negative
a whole,
to that as well.
That's
not
a whole
from experience, by the way. Not
yeah.
But I remember, like in my college days, you know, back in the day, you know, years and years ago, for whoever in the skies listening. But you know, but I remember people would be like, it'll be a thing like, hey, you smoke? It's like, yeah. Hey, let's be friends.
Hey, let's link up. Let's link up.
And like you just meet friends, and it's like,
right.
You know, I still have friends today that I've met that way. You know, even though like we don't anymore, but it's like we're still friends to this day, because it was like, hey, it's like that little, hey, what you about to do? Smoke. Oh, I smoke too. You smoke? Yeah, what's up? Let's go smoke. Like, yeah. You know, so
I think it comes with good vibes.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, everyone does not react well to smoking. Some people go through some real mood swings with, like, they peak.
But that's a chemical. That's what I'm saying. It's you're interacting with your neurochemicals, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to be aware. That's the word. You have to be aware of how you actually respond in your normal state. Case in point, if you know that you have an issue with depression, and I'm not saying that like you're actually diagnosed with depression. I mean, like, if you know that
you feel down sometimes,
that you really feel down sometimes, and you need to be cognizant of that when you start dibbling and dabbling, if you will. And to Marley's point, when he was talking about indica, like, did I say it right, love?
Yep.
All right, now you see, I'm
you go,
You got it.
So when you're dibbling and dabbling, if you go the pathway of smoking, and it has indica in it, then guess what you're going to be? Guess what that outcome is going to be? Like, your low is going to be super freaking low. And then when you do come back, depending on if there's some other underlying things that are going on with you, then you're going to see that for lack of a nice way of putting it, you're going to see that bipolar behavior. And I'm not bringing out bipolar, as a medical. I'm saying like the actual mood swing, right, as a metaphor. So, yeah, sure. But go ahead. I'm sorry, baby. I'm listening.
I have a fun question. We've been talking so many, educational, knowledge enhancing questions.
Because I got two more questions that I need to have answered. But go ahead.
Let me hurry up because she had that smile. So I went to your Instagram page and I see you have a picture with a bong. Is your preference rolling up or a bong? And what is the smoking difference? Or is there?
So I like rolling up. I do like rolling up. Smoking out of bowls and different pipes. It's a cleaner way of smoking. As clean as it can get, I'll say that. You don't have to deal with I don't use tobacco products. So like blunts and stuff like that. That has a whole different effect because you're still intaking the tobacco. You know what I mean? So they have papers, they have hemp papers, they have. I'm not a fan of the bleach papers just because that goes through a chemical process. Like I said, you got the hemp wraps, you got hemp papers. And there's another type of paper that wrap that I was dealing with. It was made out of chamomile and something else, and it was different. It wasn't like a hemp wrap. It was something else, but it was real smooth. Smoking out of a bowl or a bomb for some people can be kind of rough, just because, like I said, it is direct, like flour to
You gotta be
Yeah. That could send you in a little coffin.
Have you ever tried? And I know someone that told me they did this, rolling up in flower petals.
I've heard of that, like a rose petal. I've heard of that.
What?
I've heard of that. Wow. Yeah, getting fancy, getting real fancy.
I know.
So I got a question I want to clarify. All right, so I was in Virginia. Yeah, I was in Virginia visiting some fam, and so when I was looking around, I was just curious. I went to the bait shop about to go fishing, and there was like a little smoke shop beside it. Walked in there, they were like, I didn't know anything about this Delta 8, and they're like, oh yeah, you can, but everybody can get that. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah. They're like, some people get high. I was like, oh really? So they're like, it's like weed light. And then so Delta 8, and then Delta 9 was like the real
thing, real deal. Yeah.
Can you kind of break that down to us?
Yeah,
explain
So
some people don't know that's available to them.
Look, he claimed right.
So Delta 8, it's technically legal through like the loophole that the government, they passed the
Farming Act, right?
the Farming Bill, the Farming Act in like 2018, and through that act, it made stuff like Delta 8 legal just because it's like a little gray area, you know what I mean? So with Delta 8 and all these different new cannabinoids and different stuff that you see, like the Delta 8, the THCO, the HHC, different things like that, they're all derived from the hemp plant. So hemp is it's not necessarily different from cannabis. The only thing that really differentiates it is hemp only has 0.3% THC. If it has 0.4%, it's technically considered traditional cannabis. It's not going to get you that high, but under the law, it's technically considered cannabis now, and it's not legal. It's illegal. So as long as it's under that 0.3%, they derive all those different, they extract all those different cannabinoids from it, like the Delta 8. And what they'll do, some people say it's a synthetic thing, but some people say it's not because it's technically it is part of the plant. It's extracted from the plant. So the people who say, oh, it's not because it goes through a chemical process to be made like that, they'll say it's synthetic. It's a synthetic, drug. But the people say, oh no, you can extract it from the plant, so that means it's part of the plant. It just goes through a process to enhance it. So you got two ways of looking at it. But the government, the DA say, okay, it's protected under this bill. So it's still that's why it's legal. Like I said, with THC, Delta 9 is what gets you high. Gives you this. Well, they both get you a high, some type of high. Delta 9 is the main high that you get in traditional cannabis. Delta 8 is the legal. It's not. It's a milder effect, so you do get the kind of high with it. You might feel the different effects like munchies or whatever that you would with traditional cannabis, but it goes through a different. It's a little bit more expensive. Like you get it out of the stores, it's a little bit more expensive than CBD just because it goes through those extra steps and processes to be made. Like I said, it's all in how you look at it. The only thing with it, stuff like THC is regulated. It has to go through different steps and pass different tests and all that. Only the thing with CBD, it doesn't. It's not regulated or by the FDA. So all these different products, CBD products, Delta 8, they're not being regulated. So what you want to look for is what they call a certificate of analysis, a COA, that tells you that this product has been tested. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a clean product. If you can't really find a COA on your Delta 8 or whatever that you're buying, that might be a sign. Okay, maybe I should steer clear from this. You want to look. That's a good thing. That COA is a good indicator of, okay, this is a legit product. So yeah, that's one of the kind of iffy things about Delta 8.
So does the Delta 8 show up on the drug test the same as anything else?
It can. Even CBD might show up on the drug test, depending on what type of that. Like I said, you got those different types of CBDs. You have that full spectrum or broad spectrum that can show up they could possibly show up on the drug test.
You have some explaining to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was CBD. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, all right.
So, Copacetic Vibes, where is that located?
So we're based out of Winston-Salem. I don't have like a physical shop. I have an online store, and I do a lot of different vendor and pop-up events. That's really, been working for me. Like I said, I started this in 2019, and that's how I, get my name out. And that's another thing about being intentional. I'm intentional about doing is going to different cities within North Carolina and building my brand. So I'm in Charlotte a lot. I'm in Raleigh. I'm in Durham. I'm in Greensboro. I'm from the eastern part of the state. They're kind of slow on having pop-ups and different events like that. They're all more out this way.
Part of the east.
It's a small town called LaGrange, just near Kinston, Goldsboro area.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, but okay.
Yeah.
She said we know. I was like, I ain't never heard.
Man, bro, we know the 252.
Yeah, we got
25. Yeah.
718. I'm messing.
No.
Hey, so what is some of your most popular products going on right now?
So some of the more popular stuff are like edibles. Some people like the flowers, some don't. I have a lot of different pipes. A lot of people kind of gravitate to the pipes. Some of the more high-end stuff, I started what's called Smoke and Tell, and it's basically, it gives people a chance to use those higher-end products. So I create a vibe, kind of for smoking and education. I that's another thing that I implement in my company. It's educational based. So I try to, like I said, get those stigmas off, as well as educate people on why you should want to know, what's going on or what's really going on in the plant, what you're smoking, and different things like that. So that's another thing that I promote through my company. But yeah, as far as edibles they do a lot.
So are yours 8 or 9?
So I have CBD, Delta 8. I have some Delta 10. I do have. So Delta 10. They say that it is less than, the effects are less than. It's not as strong as Delta 8, but it's stronger than Delta 9. But the effects are stronger than Delta 9. So it's kind of like I haven't tried it yet, but just the way that it's explained, it's more so it's more confusing to me, because it's like, yes, you feel something from it, but then they say it's not as strong as the Delta 8. And to me, Delta 8 isn't as strong as Delta 9. So how can the effects be stronger or more intense, you know? So
I'm scared of that.
I have some HHC product, and they do have legal Delta 9 gummies. Like I said, they have the 0.3%, and they're strictly like Delta 9, you know?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So my question, because you've answered 2 of them already, which is good. Thank you. My next question, my other 2, and I'm going to give them to you. So, number 1, when it comes to, again, looking at a person that's novice versus someone that's more experienced, with regards to like edible products, right? What milligram would be ideal, if you will?
Let me check.
Okay. What milligram would be ideal, if you will, for that novice, that newbie?
I mean, the first time.
Yeah. Versus, and then somebody that's kind of like in the middle of the ground, like because sometimes, like we've described, people don't feel the effects, and so they keep going, and so what you're doing is actually increasing the amount of potency that's in your body. So if can you break that down, and then and so that's that question about the milligrams, right? So then the next question I want to ask you has to do with I know that you have beads and different things as well, aside from which is the spiritual aspect of things.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So can you elaborate on that after you talk to me about the milligrams?
Yes. So with the milligrams, like you said, everybody is different. Chemical makeup is different.
Yeah.
How it breaks down in one person, let's say something like you said, a beginner. 10 milligrams is good. It might be too much. You know what I mean? That's kind of like a traditional gummy. Like it might be a 50 milligram pack, but there's 5 in there. So each individual piece breaks down to about 10 milligrams. So eating one of those, or maybe half, just for somebody who's never done it, you might want to start out with half. Wait, I would say 30, 45 minutes. Yeah. Just bite a piece of it. Give yourself time to process it, your body to process it. And then, you know, if you don't feel anything, eat that other half. But that one gummy, you know, typically for somebody who's never tried it, a 10 milligram gummy might work for them. Somebody who doesn't smoke or anything, that might do it for them. Yes. Versus, you know, somebody who's more experienced, you might need a 25 milligram gummy or, you know, edible. Sometimes the thing with like certain gummies, like a cereal treat or a brownie, you kind of gauging by eye how much you're eating, you know what I mean? Versus like those individual pieces, you know how much is in that individual piece. Versus you eating a brownie, okay, let me bite this corn off. Maybe this is 10 milligrams. You know, it's kind of you gauging it. You know? So that's the kind of thing about your treats like that.
Don't be like me.
Don't be like that. Just going in.
Wait, come on. That was a while ago. You're just in a different mindset.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't know what I was eating.
Were you contemplating your life?
I didn't know I didn't know what was going on. And then I remember I was eating went to some restaurant. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, delicious. I was like, oh my God, it's the most amazing stuff. I was like,
oh man.
I have contemplated my life as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So I get it.
So we're getting towards the end, but I wanted to ask you, so if somebody was like, hey, I want to get into that, like how difficult or what's the journey like getting into your own business, dealing with this?
So I'll speak for me. And to answer your other question, when I put the two together, you know, the spiritual aspect with the smoking aspect, I was into meditation real heavy, and I not as heavy as I was now, but I was into it and learning and coming at peace with things. So I sell like different meditation tools like singing bowls, different herbs like Palo Santo, sage, rosemary, sweetgrass, different incense, incense holders, different copper, different crystals, different things like that, just to help with the, you know, somebody tap in, you know, spiritually. as well as you got your smoking accessories
real
and
quick,
get the thinking ball
big
going.
shout out to the Bravado Network for the super chat.
Thank
Appreciate you guys for the love. Thanks for the super chat. All right.
I'm sorry, Molly. Keep talking, love. We had to do that shout out though, real quick.
Oh yeah, no problem. But so I would say anybody. It was two things that I was passionate about. If you whatever you're passionate about, if you can find a way to, I don't want to say monetize it, but benefit from it to where you can help yourself and help other people at the same time, and not feel like you're working or it's too much of a job or a stress. Like I don't look at this as work. Like it's fun to me. You know what I mean? So like that would be my first like piece of advice. Find something that you do that's fun to you, and it wouldn't be about making money or a job or just being an entrepreneur. Something that you really like doing or passionate about. But yeah, that would be my main piece of advice. Like just whatever you're passionate about, if you can find a way to, to monetize it, that makes it a lot more easier versus, oh man, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that. It's like, okay, all right, what we doing next? All right, I got that done. You know what I'm saying? It just makes everything more, enjoyable instead of like tolerable. Like I got to do this next. So.
Yeah, it definitely like something that would be helpful if you like into it and really live that lifestyle,
And educate yourself.
Yeah, I can't
educate yourself. That's another thing. Make sure you know your stuff. You want to know your stuff so that way you something like this, people get to asking questions and want to know things, and you just kind of I don't know. I just know I smoke and I like getting high. And, there's a just you want to be be able to explain things and really educate people. So that's another thing. Educate yourself so you can educate other people, and that way they really take you seriously.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt. Man, we hit an hour already. It's crazy.
That was quick.
Man.
It was good information, though. When you're
that was dope.
Having good conversation, an hour is
nothing. Yeah. I really appreciate y'all for having me, man.
I feel like I got dreadlocks now. I got so much knowledge. I got some little dreads popping out. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So Facebook family, down at the bottom of the screen, you guys check out our man, Mr. Marley, at Copaesthetic on his IG. Follow him. Let him know that you saw him on a Good Guy Experience. Password, share the love. So that way, everybody is being educated and everybody's having the opportunity to catch that copaesthetic vibe. You know what I mean? You got to be
copaesthetic. You mail nationwide your products.
Yeah, I mail. I ship. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, so nationwide.
Yes, sir.
So you get your stuff.
Yes, sir.
He know his stuff now. Getting them flowers and some of that stuff's
those edibles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I get it to you. Safe and sound.
All right.
All right. So, but before we get out of here, all right. Anybody got any last comments? Black Pearl.
I definitely want to echo what Marley said. It's all good, but it's so much better when you educate yourself, so that you can do it and not harm yourself, but actually get and I'm going to do a plug, copacetic vibes that can happen from there. So.
Definitely.
Dr. Roy Rain, what's your last thoughts?
Last thoughts is, like I just said, y'all check out Marley. It's all about having, being balanced. And so he not only specializes in herbs, but also healing and spiritual awareness. So do your due diligence.
All right.
And Brother Marley, so what do you want to take him out? What's your final thoughts for him tonight?
I just want to say I appreciate y'all for having me. For anybody watching, if you like they say, you can reach out to me at IG Copacetic Vibes LLC. Got any questions? I'm always ready to help people educate themselves. So I have no problem answering questions. You want to buy some products, you can buy some products too. But yeah, you can definitely just if you're just curious about anything, definitely feel free to hit me up.
All right, so guys, we're gonna be out of here. Make sure check us out on YouTube, The Good Guy Experience. Hit us on Facebook. Hit us on Spotify. All right. You can find us there. All right. So you've been in part of the Good Guy Experience, where experience is always good. Peace.
Yes, sir. This is definitely good. Peace.